Welcome everyone to our comprehensive training on SBA disaster loans. Today, we will walk you through the critical aspects of this program designed to provide essential financial assistance to those affected by disasters. Our goal is to ensure you understand how these loans work, who can benefit from them, and how to apply. Let's get started. The primary purpose of an SBA disaster loan is to offer financial assistance to individuals, businesses, homeowners, and renters affected by declared disasters. These loans are crucial for recovering from both natural and man-made disasters, providing the necessary funding for rebuilding, repairing, and sustaining livelihoods. This program helps stabilize and revitalize affected communities, enabling them to bounce back and rebuild their futures. Now let's explore the specific purposes for which SBA disaster loans are utilized. Repair and replacement of physical property. These loans can be used to repair or replace damaged or destroyed physical property. These include real estate, buildings, equipment, machinery, inventory, and other business assets. Imagine a small business that lost its entire inventory in a flood. The SBA disaster loan can help them restock and reopen. Working capital. Economic injury disaster loans, EIDLs, provide working capital to small businesses and nonprofits to meet financial obligations that cannot be met due to the disaster. This can include covering payroll expenses, rent or mortgage payments, and other operating expenses. For example, if a restaurant's revenue drops due to a disaster, an EIDL can help cover payroll until business picks up again. Mitigating economic losses. These loans help mitigate economic losses such as lost revenue and decreased sales. They provide funds to cover these gaps, ensuring businesses can continue operations even with reduced income. This support is crucial for maintaining cash flow and preventing business closures. Prevention of further losses. By providing financial assistance, SBA disaster loans help prevent further losses and stabilize operations. This allows businesses and individuals to continue serving their communities and contributing to the local economy. For instance, a damaged roof that is promptly repaired can prevent further interior damage to a building. Rebuilding and recovery. These loans support the rebuilding and recovery process in affected communities. They fund reconstruction efforts, infrastructure repair, and other activities aimed at restoring normalcy and resilience. This can include rebuilding a community center destroyed by a hurricane, helping to restore vital services and support. Fulfilling insurance gaps. Sometimes, insurance coverage does not fully cover the cost of damages caused by a disaster. SBA disaster loans can fill these gaps by providing additional financial support. For example, if insurance only covers part of the cost to rebuild a home, an SBA loan can cover the remainder. Here are the key features of an SBA disaster loan that make them a valuable resource for recovery. Low interest rates. These loans typically offer low interest rates, making them an affordable option for borrowers seeking disaster recovery assistance. This can significantly reduce the financial burden compared to high interest loans from other sources. Long-term repayment methods. Extended repayment periods help alleviate the financial burden on borrowers. They allow repayment of the loan over several years, making it easier to manage alongside other expenses. This feature is particularly beneficial for businesses and individuals who need time to get back up on their feet. Flexible use of funds. These funds can be used for various disaster recovery purposes. The flexibility allows borrowers to address their specific needs, whether it's repairing a building, replacing equipment, or covering operational costs. Available to various entities. SBA disaster loans are available to small businesses, nonprofit organizations, homeowners, and renters. This broad eligibility ensures that a wide range of affected parties can receive the help they need. No cost to apply. There's typically no cost to apply for these loans, making them accessible to all eligible borrowers, regardless of their financial situation. Quick processing time. The SBA aims to process disaster loan applications as quickly as possible to provide timely assistance. This helps expedite the recovery process and allows borrowers to access funds when they need them the most. No prepayment penalty. Borrowers can prepay their loan without incurring any penalties. This gives them the flexibility to pay off their debt earlier if their financial situation improves. Personalized assistance. The SBA provides personalized assistance to help borrowers navigate the application process and understand their options. This includes guidance on eligibility requirements, documentation, and repayment terms, ensuring that borrowers are well informed and supported. Now let's walk through the detailed application process for an SBA disaster loan. Determine eligibility. First step is to review the eligibility criteria to ensure you meet the requirements. Eligibility varies based on the type of disaster and the nature of the entity applying. Make sure to check the specific criteria for homeowners, renters, businesses, and nonprofits. Register with FEMA if applicable. If the disaster has been declared a federal disaster, you may need to register with FEMA before applying for an SBA disaster loan. This is often required for homeowners and renters seeking assistance and ensures that you have access to all available federal aid. Gather documentation. Collect all necessary documentation to support your loan application. This includes personal and business financial statements, tax returns, proof of ownership or occupancy, and more. Having complete and accurate documentation is crucial for a smooth application process. Complete the application. Fill out the SBA disaster loan application form with detailed and accurate information about your personal or business circumstances, the extent of the damage, and your financial needs. Be thorough and honest to avoid delays or issues with your application. Submit the application. Submit your completed application through the designated channels. This can be done online via the SBA Disaster Loan Application Portal, by mailing it to the appropriate address, or delivering it in person to a disaster recovery center. Ensure you follow the instructions carefully for the submission method you choose. Wait for processing. Once your application is submitted, the SBA will review it to determine your eligibility for assistance. This process may take some time, depending on the volume of applications and the complexity of your case. Be patient and monitor the status of your application through the SBA's online portal or by contacting the SBA directly. Provide additional information if requested. If the SBA requires additional information or documentation to process your application, be prepared to provide it promptly. Failure to provide requested information in a timely manner may delay the processing of your application. Receive your loan decision. Once your application has been processed, you will receive a loan decision from the SBA. If your application is approved, carefully review the terms and conditions of the loan, including the loan amount, interest rate, and repayment terms. Close the loan. If you accept the loan offer, you'll need to complete the necessary paperwork to close the loan. This may involve signing a promissory note and other legal documents. Once the loan is closed, the funds will be disbursed to you according to the term of the loan. Use funds appropriately. Use the loan funds responsibly for the purposes outlined in your loan agreement. Keep accurate records of how the funds are used, as you may be required to provide documentation of their use to the SBA. Repay the loan. Begin making payments on your SBA disaster loan according to the repayment schedule outlined in your loan agreement. Be sure to make timely payments to avoid late fees and penalties. Staying on top of your repayment schedule will help you rebuild your credit and maintain financial stability. When considering applying for an SBA disaster loan, there are several important factors to take into account. Eligibility. Ensure that you meet the eligibility criteria for an SBA disaster loan. Eligibility requirements may vary depending on factors such as type of loan, the nature of the disaster, and the entity applying for assistance, e.g., individual, business, homeowners, or renter. Determine the amount of financial assistance you need to recover from the disaster. Consider factors such as the extent of the damage to your property or business, the cost of repairs or replacements, and any other financial losses incurred as a result of the disaster. Purpose of the loan funds. Clearly identify how you intend to use the funds from the SBA disaster loan, whether it's repairing damaged property, covering operational expenses, or mitigating economic losses. Make sure that your intended use of the loan aligns with the purposes allowed under the program. Repayment ability. Evaluate your ability to repay the loan over the long term. Consider factors such as your current financial situation, cash flow projections, and any other outstanding debts or financial obligations you may have. Make sure that you can afford the monthly loan payments without causing undue financial strain. Loan terms and conditions. Review the terms and conditions of the SBA disaster loan carefully. Pay attention to factors such as the interest rate, repayment period, collateral requirements, and any other terms that may affect the cost and terms of the loan. Impact on credit score. Understand how applying for an SBA disaster loan may affect your credit score. While applying for the loan itself may not directly impact your credit score, taking on additional debt and making timely payments on the loan can positively or negatively affect your creditworthiness over time. Alternative financing options. Explore alternative financing options available to you. Depending on your specific circumstance, there may be other sources of funding or assistance available, such as insurance proceeds, grants, or other government programs. Application process and timeline. Familiarize yourself with the SBA disaster loan application process and timeline. Understand the steps involved in applying for the loan, the documentation required, and the expected processing time for your application. Seek guidance and assistance. If you have questions or need assistance, don't hesitate to reach out to the SBA or other relevant agencies for guidance. The SBA provides personalized assistance to help borrowers navigate the application process and understand their options. Legal and financial implications. Consider the legal and financial implications of taking on debt through an SBA disaster loan. Consult with legal and financial advisors as needed to ensure that you fully understand the terms and implications of the loan before proceeding. To apply for an SBA disaster loan, you'll need to provide various documents. Ensuring you have all the necessary documentation will help expedite the application process. Here are the common documents required. SBA loan application forms. You'll need to fill out the SBA loan application forms provided by the SBA. These forms may include SBA Form 5C for businesses or SBA Form 5 for individuals and IRS Form 4506T, which allows the SBA to request transcripts of your tax returns. Personal information and identification. Provide personal information such as name, address, social security number, date of birth, and contact information for all applicants. Business information if applicable. For businesses, you'll need to provide the legal name, address, contact information, employer identification number or EIN number, or social security number, and all documentation of the business structure, otherwise known as articles of incorporation or organization or a partnership agreement. Also include financial information such as gross revenues, cost of goods sold, and operating expenses. Financial statements include business financial statements such as balance sheets, income statements, and cash flow statements. Personal financial statements for all owners with significant ownership stakes in the business are also required. Tax information. Submit business and personal tax returns for the past few years. Additionally, you'll need to provide IRS Form 8821, which authorizes the release of tax information to the SBA. Proof of loss. Provide documentation showing the extent of the disaster-related losses. This can include insurance claims, repair estimates, or photographs of the damage. Use of funds statement. Clearly explain how you plan to use the loan proceeds, such as repairing or replacing damaged property, covering operating expenses, or paying debts. Collateral documentation. If collateral is required for the loan, provide documentation related to the assets being used as collateral. Insurance information. Include details of any insurance coverage you have, including policies and claim settlements. Other documents. Depending on the specific requirements of your loan application and the nature of the disaster, additional documents may be requested by the SBA. In conclusion, the SBA Disaster Loan Program is a vital resource for individuals and businesses recovering from disasters. It provides financial assistance, flexible terms, and personalized support to help rebuild and restore lives and businesses. By understanding the application process and preparing the necessary documentation, you can maximize the benefits of this program and expedite your recovery. If you have any questions or need more information on today's topic, please feel free to contact us at 732-276-2387 or via email at support@etgfinancial.com. Thank you for your attention and participation.